Okay, so we're looking at the area of a circle. Now, in order to prove this, we actually need to do some really hard maths, and so you're going to have to just trust me. The area of a circle is given to us by multiplying this special number pi by the radius squared. Remember, the radius is the distance from the center of a circle to the edge of the circle, the circumference. Okay? Now, to get this special number pi on your calculator, if you've got one like this, is to press the shift button and then this button at the bottom here. Okay, so shift gives you the yellow writing, and you can see there's yellow writing. So shift and then this button there gives you pi on your calculator, and then you can multiply it by whatever the radius is squared. So let's have a look at a quick example. So if I want to work out the area of this shape, the area, let's do it in yellow, the area is equal to pi times the radius squared. So I'm going to do pi multiplied by 7 squared, and that's going to give me an answer of 153.94 millimeters squared. Okay, and that would be rounded to 2 decimal places. Okay, if I wanted an exact answer, I'd leave it as 49 pi. And sometimes your calculator does give you 49 pi, but you have to press this button here, and to make it into a decimal. Okay, right, let's have a look at another example. So this time I've been given a diameter, and I've been asked again to work out the area, and we know area is equal to pi times the radius squared. But I've got a diameter. How do I work out the radius from a diameter? Simple answer, you have to halve it. So I'm going to do on my calculator pi multiplied by half of 15 squared. Okay, so if I do that on my calculator, I'm going to get an answer of 176.71 meters squared. Okay, and again, that's 2 decimal places. Right, let's have a look at some slightly harder examples. So here I've got a question that says, what's the area of the semicircle? So I've got here half of a circle. So we're going to work out what the area of a full circle would be, and then we're going to halve it. So the area for the full circle will be pi times the radius squared, and then we're going to halve it to get the area of half of it. So what is the radius? Well, the radius isn't 10, is it? That's the diameter. If I want just half of this, I'm going to have to halve the diameter, so it's going to be 10 divided by 2 squared, times it by pi, and then I'm going to divide that by 2. Okay, you should be able to type that all in on your calculator. So the top of the fraction that I've written out there, so pi times 5 squared is 25 pi, and we're going to have half of that. So that will give me 39.27 meters squared, and again, that's 2 decimal places. Okay, another hard example, you might be asked to work out the radius when they give you the area. So we know that the area is pi times the radius squared. What we can do is we can rearrange this formula to give us the radius instead. So we need to think about our fact families. If these two things multiply together to make area, then that also means that the radius squared must be the area divided by pi. Okay, that's not as confusing as you might be making it for yourself, because if you think about this, 10 is equal to 2 times 5, isn't it? And 5 is equal to 10 divided by 2. I've just swapped the numbers around in the exact same way as so. Okay. Right, I don't want the radius squared though, I want the radius. So what's the opposite of squaring something? It's square rooting. So the radius is the area divided by pi, all square rooted. So for my radius for this shape, I'm going to do the square root of 28.274 divided by pi, and that gives me an answer of 3 meters if I round it to the nearest whole number. Okay, that's a quick look at the area of a circle.
Joash Maths.